Not joking, you almost hit the wrong button.
Deacon?
Cancel stream.
Cancelled. Hello. You are very welcome along. Sorry. I think we're all kind of just slightly giddy.
5, 4.
You were very, very welcome along to D8 Dungeon.
I almost hit the wrong button.
Ballad of the Kings. I'm Declan. Probably the most hyper.
Actually,
the four of us.
not joking, you almost hit the wrong button.
We'll see who's bouncing more. We were just talking about.
You were very welcome along. Sorry. I think we're all kind of just slightly
sexy
giddy.
NPCs and an argument as to whether or not anybody, Fiona in particular, has tried to. I'm Declan.
Probably the most hyper of the four of us this evening.
Moontor, I have a question. Why do you make them so sexy and then give me guff for trying to flirt with them?
I second this.
I make them sexy for me, not for you.
I would also like to point out that I have successfully romanced 2 half-orc NPCs
Oh,
in
go away, we're
2
not going.
different games.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, what is? Yeah, you and Emma have the best luck out of these season.
It's because you love us
Yeah.
the most.
I'm the one gagging for romance, and I get nothing.
I make them sexy for me,
Zilch.
not for you.
Very unfair.
Sherlock.
I don't know what that's about.
Sherlock.
You are. If this is your first time here, you're very, very welcome along. And if not, and you're a regular to our stream,
Yeah, what is?
thanks
Yeah,
so much
you
for
and
dropping
Emma,
in.
you and Emma have the best
This
luck out
is
of
the Ballad of the
these
Kings,
season.
and we are on episode or chapter 2. So a good jumping off point. Tonight our recap will be done by Louise, who plays Ira.
I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about.
And
you
before
are,
that,
if this
though,
is your
we have
first
a
time
little
here,
bit of a recap.
you're very,
Nope,
very
we have a
welcome
little
along,
bit of a recap.
and
That's
if
what
not,
we're
and you're
a
a regular to our stream.
There's some.
You can do it for me. It's no problem. I don't.
No,
I
Sean's
don't
doing-
mind.
Sean's
Ballad of
doing
the Kings
recap.
Sean.
We are on
Oh, Sean.
episode or chapter 2. So a good
Again,
jumping
I
off
am
point.
like responsible
Tonight
for your
our recap will be
disease
done
and
by
what comes after.
Louise, who plays
Ira,
Ira.
thing, which I leave threatening all of you.
Before that, though, we have a
Coffee?
little bit of a recap. Nope, we have a little bit of a recap. That's
I
what
was
we're
going to
doing.
say a little bit of housekeeping, and the first
some-
thing to mention is
No, I shan't be
our
doing the recap. Right.
partnership with Dakota Irish. We
Again,
are
I am
members
like
of
responsible
the
for your
Dakota
disease
Irish
and what comes after.
Guild. And if
sorry,
you
which is
use
ugly-
the
ugly
discount
threatening
code
all of you.
Dream Dates, and you can just see it there in the chat,
I
you will
was
get your hands
going
on
to say a little bit of
a lovely
housekeeping, and the
10%
first thing
discount
to mention
off your
is
order in
our
at
partnership with
DakotaIrish.com.
Dakota Irish.
And they obviously
we
dice is
are
what we all know
members
and love
of
about
the
Dakota Irish, but
Dakota
they
Irish.
dabble.
Look what I got.
Guild.
I got these from
And
Mother's
if
Day
you
from my
use
sons,
the
my
discount
4
code
and 2-year-olds who know what
Dates,
Mammy
and you
likes
just
and
see
ordered
there
from
in
Dakota
the
Irish.
chat.
And if they can do
You
it,
get your hands
so
on
can
They
you.
can do it.
lovely off your order.
It's my first time rolling with them tonight. I got
at
the
Dakota
Misty
Irish,
Mountain ones.
dot
So we'll see how lucky they are.
Beautiful.
they obviously dice.
The
is what
gang
we
of
all
Dakota
know
Irish
and
will
love
also
about
stock
Dakota Irish,
loads
but
of
they
TTRPG
dabble-
accessories outside of dice. So t-shirts, tea, dice trays, D&D accessories.
Candles.
Oh, the candles.
And if they
I know I
can
said
do
it
it,
the last time, but I
candles.
do love their candles. So yeah, do make sure you check out Dakota Irish and use
Get
our
it.
discount code. Our other friends to mention are
The gang
the
of Dakota Irish
team
also
over at
stock
Lock and the Raven.
TTRPG accessories.
And
outside of
if
dice.
you use the
So
code D8 Dungeon, you can
tea,
get your hands
dice trays,
on some
Sexy.
absolutely
accessories,
awesome
candles. I know I said it the last time, but I do love their candles.
customizable notebooks.
So yeah,
Oh,
do
I love
make
that
sure you
so
check
much.
out
You
Dakota
Get
Irish
15%
And
off.
so the
our
adventure
discount
begins.
code.
Our other friends to mention are
And so the adventure
team
begins,
over
and
at the
maybe
Rook and the
ends
Raven.
for you.
And if you use
The
code
Rook and the Raven are
Dungeon,
makers
you
of
can get
some
your
fantastic
hands on
campaign
some
planners. If you're a dungeon master,
absolutely
poor old me,
awesome
or a lazy player like these three.
customizable
I'm sorry, look at the expert modding I'm doing.
You're doing excellent modding.
Well done, Eilish.
and so the adventure begins.
Two command codes in, and she didn't even set them up.
But the Rook and the Raven are makers of some fantastic campaign
We-
planners. If you're a dungeon
The
master,
Rook and the Raven
or
make
me,
entirely
or a
customizable
lazy
notebooks
player
that
like
you
these three.
can craft to your character's desires or your needs as a DM. So use
You're
the
doing
code D8
excellent
Dungeon at the
modding.
checkout, and you'll get 15% off. And a portion of those proceeds do actually
two command
come
codes
back
in,
to us
and
as
she
well.
didn't even
So
set them up.
Hooray, charity.
You get a nifty little, you get some awesome TTRPG goodies, and we get a portion.
The Rook and the Raven make
So
entirely
we win,
customizable
and the Rook and the
notebooks
Raven
that
win.
you can craft to your
last-
Everybody wins.
desires,
Last
or
thing
your
to
needs
mention
as a
is
DM.
just
use
who
the code
we are.
D8
If that's your first
check
time
out,
here, we
you
are
get
D8 Dungeon.
15%
We
off.
are
And a portion
Irish
of those
tabletop
proceeds,
role-playing game enthusiasts
do actually
who
end
love
up
telling
coming back to
stories.
us as well.
We
So
have our streams here on Twitch.
You get a
And currently we are running 2 regular campaigns, so Ballad of the Mad Kings.
We win, and the Rook and the Raven.
And we also have Random DMs, which just kicked off last week as well.
Who we are,
And you can check that out every second Thursday. So no episode this week, but next Thursday
who
there will
love
be
telling
an episode.
stories.
Oh,
We
it'll be
have
great
And
one.
there's a new DM in the hot seat.
Oh.
Currently, we
A
are
hot
running-
DM in the hot seat,
A hot
one might
DM,
say.
the slightly underwhelmed DM.
The lukewarm seat.
we also
Moist
have-
seat.
Oh, oh no, no,
Warm
no,
from
no,
previous
no, no, no.
weeks.
And you can check that out every
Blech.
second
Oh,
But
do
very
I have to get
no
tested
episode
afterwards,
this week.
you do,
Declan?
yes.
Oh, okay.
And also get tested
Hope you've all your shots.
beforehand.
There's a new DM in the hot seat.
But before that drops on Friday,
A hot DM
the
in
brand new
the
episode
slightly
of our
underwhelmed
podcast
DM
series,
season.
Romancing the
Yeah.
Dungeon, is out, and the gang are on the road.
Warm
as
from
we last
previous
listened
use.
to Galeshire. Will they actually make it?
But
Next
No.
episode?
Never.
Probably not.
No.
You do, yeah.
So
I'll
catch that and to find
beforehand.
out just what they're up to.
But before
Friday,
that
drops 6 a.m. in the morning.
on
Perfect
Friday,
for your
a
commute
brand
in.
new
It's a
episode
lovely little
of our
episode.
podcast series,
And
Romancing the Dungeon, is out.
yeah, I think without
And
further
the gang
delay,
are on the
time for
road.
a
Oh,
as we
Declan,
last
hold on.
listened to Galeshire.
I just got
Will
a
they
message
actually
from
make
the
it
Rat King
Okay.
next episode? No, probably
saying,
not.
crackly voice seems to be repeating.
So to catch that,
You should
and
switch
to
from
find out
NDI
what
audio
they're
to your
up
own
to,
mic and check to see if it's the
Friday,
desktop audio that's
drops
streaming.
6 a.m. in the morning.
Oh,
Something is
Perfect for your
repeating.
commute in. It's a lovely little episode.
Okay.
And
oh,
yeah, I think without further delay,
all right then.
time for
I will do that. Okay. Louise,
Okay.
you can give us the recap, and I will fix the mic.
Are you sure? Because it's going to be very short. I took very
If you
bad.
want that inspiration, you got to work for it, Louise.
Oh, I took such bad notes last time. See, I feel like I want to point out to everyone. I feel like this is bullying, to be
Okay.
fair, because I'm the only one not off the Rise of the Forsaken group here. So I feel
Are
like I'm
you a
being
member?
picked on.
Are you a member of the D8 Dungeon team?
Yeah.
Then shut up and do the thing.
No.
Louise, you can give us the recap, and I will fix
Okay.
the mic.
So, I'm not even in character. So Era came into the city and went straight to assisting Brother Asik, another member of the Temple of Boss, with someone who is due to pass on to the beyond. They went to her home. Along the way, they got accosted by some little gang who tried to take the money off them, managed to take the money off Brother Asik, but I think Ira freaked them out a little bit too much and they just left and called her a creep, which doesn't bother her at all in the slightest. They got to the house anyway, and this lovely old woman was in no mood or interest or need of want to go anywhere, but did give Ira and Brother Asik tickets to go to the festival in town, to the competition, and just to piss off a member of her family that she gave the tickets away to someone else instead of to her. So I think she was quite happy with the resolution of that. They went along anyway then to the festival. Ira got sitting down beside a tiefling lady, and the two of them sat there and every now and then discussed the different competitors up on the stage as they were giving their input on who they thought was the best in show. There was Leah Thrushwind, who wild shaped into different creatures. There was Eri Clare as well, who known as the Golden Songbird, who took part. And then there was Ananse, who had quite an extravagant entrance onto the stage, which blew everyone away, and ended up winning the crown for the year.
Yay.
Ended then for Ira hearing a song in her head that has been haunting her for the past while. And that's kind of where we left off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can take inspiration for the session, Louise. So again, just for anyone that's unfamiliar, our games use a lot of homebrewed rules and mechanics because...
Why not?
And part of that is here on the stream when we do our recaps, we give the player who does the recap a chance to earn session inspiration. So it's not your typical inspiration. It does stack, if I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it also...
It depends on the mood.
Yeah, it does. It does depend a lot on my mood. And also who gets it. So...
Not Fiona.
Definitely not Fiona.
Okay.
So session inspiration does not carry over into other sessions in the way that normal D&D inspiration does. So you have until the end of the session to use it, Louise, so just be mindful. And
Okie dokie.
we are picking up chapter 2 at that exact moment, and you will notice that we are down Emma this evening, who plays Ananse. We're going to continue on the campaign, and Ananse's character is there, but I won't be rolling for them, and they won't be interacting. Okay, so they're just in character limbo. Ira, Yaffe, and Taran, all of you hear that music. From your vantage point, Taran, just off the stage, Yaffe and Ira from the crowd and the seats that you're sitting on at the amphitheater. It begins first as like just kind of noise at the back of your head, and actually I think I fixed my audio issue, so if the Rat King is in chat and wants to sound off or can sound off, that would be lovely. But I think I fixed my audio issue, so just let me know. If otherwise, I will dig into it. It begins to transform. It begins to grow louder, and it's no longer just the echoes of a "thank you, the individual." It you were, by the way, I wasn't referring to you as the Rat King, just in case you thought I was. Rat King is.
We're talking about James, King Rat.
But thank you. The song begins as just, again, like I was saying, some noise at the back of your mind. It's quietened or deafened by the applause and the uproar of delight and glee from the crowd at Ananse's victory and the new crowning of the marigold of my vein. But it begins to get louder. And at first, you can see a small little quartet of musicians just slightly off stage, close to you, Taran, in fact. It's not, the music isn't coming from them. They're playing some sort of jig and reel, a lively piece, and it's muddying and meddling with the music in your mind until it's completely drowned out, and all the three of you can hear is just that music, and everything around you is just washed in white light, and the three of you find yourselves standing just in a place made of light. It's all around you. You can see nothing but white as far as your eye goes. Up, down, in front of you, behind you. The only other things in your space right now are each other. And the music has gone deathly quiet.
We don't recognize each other, right? Like, obviously we'd recognize Ananse from the stage, but
Ira and Yaffe, you do, because you were sitting right beside each other.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, other than that, but you don't know each other.
Does this feel familiar to Ira in terms of what she went through before?
What does Ira remember of? You're referring to her death, correct?
Yeah.
How much of that does she recall being a reborn?
I guess it's kind of I suppose maybe up to a roll or something like that. Honestly, really,
okay.
I don't know.
If you want to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 9.
You're okay. It's not the light at the end of the tunnel thing. It feels vaguely familiar, Ira, but you don't know why.
Okay.
Yaffe and Taran?
Taran's just kind of... How close are we to each other?
You were kind of within arm's length of each other.
She's going to kind of reach to her hip and just rest a hand on her dagger and just say, "What happened? Who are you?"
I was just watching the festival. I don't know what this is.
This is part of the show?
I don't think so.
Oh.
And the music has stopped now, right? Is there like... It's literally just like big white space.
This has to be something. I mean, this is silly. Let's just have a look around and maybe we'll find something. And Yaffe's just going to kind of have a little wander around the area. Hello, very, very good. You can come out now. Anybody there?
So Ira was to your left and Taran was just kind of in front of you, Yaffe. And as you kind of turn to look around, when you turn your body to the others, you're now staring at the back of Taryn.
What?
What?
Is it hot?
When I turn around, I'm behind her.
So does she disappear from my line of sight?
Nope. You can see the back of her.
What the fuck?
I'd reach out thinking like, I'd reach out to touch her. Oh, it's mirrors. It's mirrors. It's some kind of light trick.
And Taryn, you feel like you see Yaffe reach a hand out, and then her hand touches your shoulder.
Immediately, like, grabs her in a defensive and like spins around to see. How did you do that?
So what do I see? Do I still just see the one Taryn that's in front of
No,
me?
she's turned around, so you're now facing each other.
How did I? You were over there.
I know, and you were over there. So how did you do that?
And how does it look to me? Does it just look like they both turned their backs to the
They're just
circle?
pointing at each other.
You saw kind of Yaffe kind of turn around, and then she's standing behind Taryn.
I don't think I like this anymore. I think. Hello. Can we get off now? I think we're done. Can we leave, please? Hello.
It's got to be some kind of collective hallucination, maybe some sort of toxin.
A toxin?
I don't know what it is, but it feels familiar.
Taryn's eyes kind of narrow at that.
What do you mean familiar? How, are you doing this?
No, I'm not. But it feels familiar.
Yaffe was trying to take a little step back without turning and say, dangerous, you mean?
No, just familiar. Not good, not bad. I don't think. Just familiar.
It's like when you hear that piece of music and you think you remember it, but it's just a memory. That's all. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's just get out of here.
Wait, music.
The music that was playing. The music that was just happening before they brought us here, whatever they're playing with us.
You haven't heard that before, have you?
It's like I said, you hear things and it's in the back of your head. I don't know when. It's obviously a famous piece. I can't remember.
I don't think it's that famous.
You've heard it too. Before now.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're making such a big deal of this. Can we just get out of here, please? I don't feel comfortable in this place.
Do you see a door anywhere?
I don't like... Can you not speak to... Can we just try and maybe work together? And then maybe we'll get out. Would that be a good idea? Instead of being so aggressive... Yes, let's just work together. That would be nice.
Fine.
Mm-hmm. What's your name, by the way?
I'm Taryn.
Taryn?
And you?
She's going to whip out her book and her quill and write it down. Taryn, with an I.
Why are you writing that down?
How do you spell your name?
Taryn.
Oh, and you? And she'll look over at Ira.
I'm Sister Ira.
A sister, oh yes. Yaffe. And she's going to put out a gloved hand to you. She's not going to reach for either one of you. She'll put it in the middle and see who takes it first.
Leave her hanging. Taryn's gonna high five. No, I'm just kidding.
Ira does reach for it, but I don't know what kind of gloved hand what kind of glove it is, what material it is, but
leather.
Okay, so you probably wouldn't feel how cold her hand is then, maybe.
No.
Okay.
Can I?
Can you dance? No.
Divine sense.
DM inspiration.
DM inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm taking it. I'm taking DM inspiration.
Give it to him.
No, never.
Can you divine sense?
Yes.
What exactly are you trying to do?
Figure out if we're like in some sort of under some sort of magical influence, or if there's like anyone else with us.
So you're kind of getting as you kind of reach out, just to kind of get a sense, and it's kind of stilling yourself for a moment, Taryn, and just sort of breathing, taking that breath in. You're sort of you find yourself overwhelmed, because when you still and you find that quiet and you wait for the music, or you wait for the connection, you wait for that link you have, the comfort in knowing that Lomar is there, and harmony is there, and balance is there. Here, wherever you are, empty. It's a void.
I'm curious about trying to figure out if my counterparts are still alive.
Oh.
Like, are we still alive? So to do that, I was wondering if I could use Eyes of the Grave as an action, the location of any undead within 60 feet. So just to see if they give off any
undead vibes.
Undead vibes, just to see.
No.
To see if we. Okay,
Your grave
don't.
Dara
Okay.
is not pinging. So. Okay, that's double DM inspiration.
No, double DM.
No. Grave Dar, though, that's great. That's what I'm going to call it from now on.
No, you're not getting anything.
Okay.
And there's still nothing visible to us at all.
Nope, it's just a sea of white.
Yaffy's going to start writing down in her book. The marigold pageant leaves a little bit to be desired. The marigold pageant could be improved only slightly if they let us know what was going on. Are you laughing at me?
No.
Is there something funny?
Taryn is going to kind of back away from them, still facing them, to see how far away she can get.
You take a step back, Taryn, and again, just backing away, and when you do, your back bumps into Yaffy.
Excuse me?
What the?
These are pristine leather shorts. Don't touch me, please.
Right. So, wherever we are, physics isn't a thing, I guess.
Ugh. You're all
watch, and she put her
best.
hands behind her to touch Yaffy, or to touch Ira on the shoulder.
So you're reaching behind yourself, Taryn. Is it to touch?
Yeah.
You reach back, and is that thing of wait? Is it my left? Is it my? And you do your hand. You do feel Ira's kind of shoulder and just a little bit of her hair.
Did you feel that?
Could I see her hand materialize behind Ira?
Yeah. When you see her reach back, but where her hand turns, you can just see Ira, the back, kind of the side profile of Ira.
And can I see when she reaches back, does her hand disappear?
Nope, it just warps.
Oh, I'm getting a little bit sick of this. This is not funny anymore. I've got a lunch reservation I have to get to. They've promised me to try all of the menu. I've eaten something really awful. Honeycorn, don't go near it. And I really want to just cleanse my palate with something nice. And I'm going to be late. So can we just please end this charade? It's very, very interesting. But we're all done now. Thank you. And Yaffy's going to spread her wings and try and fly up.
Oh, bonk.
You feel your wings, they unfurl and spread out, and when you go to beat, when they go to flap, and you go to lift, and it is effortless, Yaffy. It is Flying for you is like breathing. Your feet don't leave the ground.
Oh, do I feel like I'm being pulled down?
Nope. You feel
like I'm
no resistance at all.
But I'm just not moving up.
Nope. Your wings are moving the way they're supposed to move.
I don't like this. Can we get out now? Sister, you're a holy person, I assume. Can you do something to get us out of here? Talk to your gods or whatever, and maybe we can get out. Because I'm not comfortable. I'm just not happy. Not with you. You two are lovely. I'm sure you're very nice. But I really just want to get out of here now, please.
I don't know if my god would be any help in this situation.
And you, the sigil on you've got a Lomer's thing on your chest, don't you, Eilish? Would Yaffe recognise that, Declan?
Give me a religion check.
Let's have a go. Come on, you dice, treat me nice. Oh, they're on the floor. Oh. 15.
You recognise it as Lomar.
Lomar. I mean, he wouldn't be happy with this kind of stagnation, stuck in a void thing, would he? Can you just have a word with him and tell him, let's just get us out now, please?
She just kind of stares at the frantic tiefling and tries to weigh up whether or not it's worth her while telling her that she doesn't feel her god's presence here.
Oh.
Based on that reaction.
And thinks the better of it. So she's going to kind of look to Era and just say, I got nothing. Like, this place, I've never felt anything like it.
It does feel familiar to me, but I don't know why. I don't know when I was reborn. I'm not sure.
Reborn.
Would that mean something to Taryn?
The reborn?
Yeah.
Yeah, Yaffe's ears would have pricked up at that.
Yeah, give me a religion check with advantage, Taryn.
Wow. Dirty 20.
Yeah, you're aware of the reborn. They were a common discussion amongst Lomar's acolytes and the priests. They are tied to Boss and do the work of the goddess of death. They are priests and almost not quite, I suppose nurses might be kind of a closer part to it. They don't stop the cycle of death. They fulfill a role. They are harbingers of Boss's message and the life beyond. They are, to some people in Lomar's church, Lomar's following, unnatural, and they are in the face of balance because they are neither living nor dead. There are others who see them as perfectly balanced, kind of one foot in both the living and the realm of death, that they fulfill a purpose. And it hasn't, and again, it there's never been any action against it, but there are no reborn amongst Lomar's followers.
There are none. Okay. I've never met one of you reborns before. What's that like?
I don't know how to answer that. It's just I'm serving my god as best I can with the time that they have given me again.
That sounds exciting.
How did you... I'm sorry, I don't know the etiquette for this. The first time, how did you know?
I don't know the etiquette.
I don't know how this this body came to be the way it was when I got it.
You got it like second hand.
Yes, I suppose that's one way to describe it.
I'm not. No offense, it's the lovely body, I'm sure, but that's a bit odd.
Where's your own body?
Probably long gone. I don't know how long ago. I'm not sure.
Oh, that gives me a shiver. How exciting. You'll have to sit down with me another time and tell me all about it. But for now, can we please? And she's going to get back to her book. The after pageant activities are bland.
Just while Yaffy's in her book, I'm looking at Taryn, because Taryn did mention knowing the song, knowing the music, and that's kind of the only thing that that's all that's sticking in Ira's head right now is just the song. I'm sorry to go back to this. I know we already mentioned it, but I know that song too from somewhere, but I don't know where.
There's a song. Why are you so fixated? I'm sorry, sister. I'm sure it's very important. I know, but we can think about the song when we get out of here, wherever this place is. Let's just go, and then we can have a lovely chat over some nice food about the song.
Maybe the song has something to do with why we are here.
Well, I don't understand how a lullaby brought us to a void space.
A lullaby?
I don't know either, but we all have heard it somewhere, right?
I mean, yeah, when I was a kid.
I don't know whether I heard it or the body heard it before.
This is all a bit overwhelming. Do you want to maybe sing the song and maybe it will break whatever magic it is that's holding us here? You be my guest. You look like you have a lovely voice. And she'll just check her book. Taryn, you look like you have a really nice voice. Why don't you regale us with a cover of this song and maybe it will break the magic?
Oh, I'm no bard.
Oh, well.
When I hear Yaffy saying that, can I just start humming it?
Yeah. When you begin to hum it, Ira, you get it's strange. It's the waves of heat you see on a hot road that sort of refract the image in the distance. The light beyond has that sort of shimmer.
Ooh. Do we see it as well?
Yep.
Does the song sound the same when she sings it?
It sounds
as it does when I hear it.
Exact same.
You did something over there. Did you see it?
Taryn will kind of move towards Era and then kind of join in.
And the vibrations get stronger.
Yaffy feels a little bit embarrassed all of a sudden, so she's going to just turn her back to the other, kind of like, I haven't done this in a while, so please just be kind. And then she's going to join in.
Yeah, Yaffy would give me kind of church lady vibes who thinks she can sing. But yes, Yaffy, as your voice joins the others, you start to see the light begin to falter. It begins to kind of just wave, and beyond it, there's something. You're not quite certain. It's all quite blurry. It's all quite hazy. But you feel a rush of energy just around you. You feel as if the wind is driving at you, though your clothes, your hair don't move an inch. You just feel this completely overpowering rush of energy just wallops straight into you, as if you were being dragged through the world, or it is moving around you. You're not certain of which, if not both. And as you kind of feel yourself beginning to be overcome, to begin to lose that grasp, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, you just hear a voice echo around all of you. Find me when the trees stop singing. Be quick. Be quiet. The beast hungers when it awakes from its slumber. Be fast. Be safe. And the three of you find yourselves standing in a forest.
Oh, do something stand out?
It looks familiar, Yaffe.
To all of us or just
Oh,
Yaffe?
all of you.
Oh, I don't like this. Who was that? Hello, hello. I would like to stop now, please. This is not enjoyable. I mean, I'm sure you put a lot of effort into the game. It's very nice, but I would like to get off. I'm finished. Thank you.
Who are you
Hello?
talking to?
The person that was talking to us and told us to run away from the beast or whatever. I wasn't paying attention. Did you not hear it?
Oh, yeah, but I don't think he's here. He said find him.
It's obviously some part of the pageant. It's some game they're doing. This is ridiculous. I don't have time for this. I'm a busy woman.
You have a lunch date. We
Not a date,
know.
no, just myself. I'm the only company I need. I don't want anyone else with me. Whoa, and she has a bad memory of Win and Honeycorn.
Right.
Um,
Anyway, and Taryn just starts to kind of look around.
I'm trying to remember everything that person said. So I mean, when the trees stop singing.
Be quick, be quiet.
Be quick.
Yaffe's going to start walking. Is there anything anything in the distance? Is there anything, if I look around me, is there anything that stands out?
Okay. I shall paint you a picture in 2 moments.
Paint me a picture, please.
But for Louise, he said the beast hungers when it awakes from its slumber. Be fast, be safe. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Taryn and Ira trying to take in what the voice said and spoke of, and there was something. If the song is familiar, so too now is the voice, and there is a sense that they are connected. Yaffe, as you just sort of gather yourself and your bearings, sort of done with the escapade, you take in the surroundings of the woods around you. The forest floor is covered in a luscious green blanket of moss, clover and shamrocks. It's just, you don't see grass, you don't see dead leaves or mud or muck. It just looks like this blanket of moss that's draped delicately over rocks and earth. The trees, some climb so high they disappear into the sky overhead. That is a swirling maelstrom of just dark and heavy clouds patched together, occasionally as they shift and move, torn about by an unseen, unfelt wind. You can see a night sky.
What time is it when we were in Moyvane?
Late evening.
Okay. And does it feel like much time has passed since then?
It feels like it's only been seconds.
So the sky would be like an anomaly.
Like
it shouldn't be that dark.
No, the sky is a real thing. It exists.
It shouldn't be that dark,
yes,
considering
exactly.
how much time has passed.
Yes, exactly. It was dusk. Like, it was kind of a nice orange evening sky, kind of coming in with just hues of purple and stuff. It was very, very scenic. But this is a completely different time. This is a couple of hours past.
Are there stars out?
There are no stars in what you can see.
No. Yaffe would have started walking while she's looking around, then looked up and seen that it's dark and stopped in her tracks and turned back to the other two and say, "It's dark. It's nighttime. We've only been gone seconds. What's happening?"
Wherever we were, I guess time was different there.
What do you mean time is different? I don't like this at all. Can we please just try and get out of here? I'm not comfortable.
Lady, we're not the ones doing this.
I understand that. Can we work together and get out of here, please? And then
Sure.
she'll kind of catch herself and say, I don't mean to snap. I get a bit antsy when I get uncomfortable in places like this, and I don't mean to take it out on you. I'm sure you are just lovely, but please,
Yeah, no
can we
kidding.
go?
Of course.
Thank you. Sister,
Yes.
shall we?
Wherever you want. Lead the way. I
Oh,
don't
no,
know
you-
what way to go.
I think she should go ahead.
Is there
Ah.
any sign of like the town or anything, or are we literally just
You were
like there's no noise,
nothing.
nothing?
As you again, Taryn, as you kind of stop to kind of get a sense of your bearings, looking for which way would the town be, listening as much as you are looking, smelling for smoke, anything like that. You can smell just the essence of the forest, and there is a delicate, faint perfume lingering. It smells like flowers, but it's not a scent you've ever smelled before. Or is it?
Oh.
And then, as you look again, it's just these trees scaling upwards into the clouds above. Give me a nature check, Taryn.
12.
As you're trying to get a sense of what direction to go, and you're looking for, oh well, moss grows, isn't it the north side? Yeah. Haha. Oh, I'd be great stranded in the wilderness. Well, which way is north? The moss side. It doesn't make any sense. The trees themselves, when you reach out to touch one, where your hand kind of glides against the bark, it illuminates. You don't know of any.
That's not right.
You don't know of any plants that do that.
We see this when she does that.
There's a faint. There's a from the first pressure of the touch. There's a glow, like an immediate glow, and then it just fades.
Can I, when she does that, just reach down and touch the moss, see if it does the same?
The moss doesn't glow, but it is quite wet.
That's fine.
So only the trees.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, it's all very beautiful, isn't it? Bravo, bravo to the special effects teams. I really appreciate it.
Come here. And
What?
she's gonna reach out for Yaffy's hand.
Oh,
I know you don't like to be touched. Just
okay. Only sometimes.
you try.
Oh, really? Is it safe?
Yes.
She'll reach out. She's not going to take her glove off, so she'll reach out with her glove and touch it. Touchy touch.
When you reach out to touch, again, Yaffy, on that first pressure, you do see the bark of the tree actually glows. And as you kind of trace the hand up along it, where you press into it, the light kind of follows your hand.
Oh, well, it's really quite beautiful, but I don't know how it helps us, really.
Have I ever seen anything like this before? Like, say, or come across anything like this before in all my travels?
Again, if you want to give me a relevant check roll, I don't know if that would be nature or like history or what
History. I think maybe history, just to see if she can recall anything from. Just to see if she can recall anything.
The bark that's glowing, Declan?
The whole tree seems to glow.
Can Yaffy attempt to, like, with the tip of her quill, prise off a bit of the bark?
Yeah. What did you get on your roll, Kira?
8.
Nothing comes to mind. Like You try to recall, have you ever read anything? Have you ever seen anything? Has everyone said anything? And nothing. It's that you're not sure if it's you don't know. You're not sure if it's that there is no evidence of this. You're not sure if it's your memories or the lack of your host's memories. You don't know. That's the plain and truth of it. You just nothing comes to mind. Yaffe, as you take your quill and you kind of chip away, you see the whole tree, the trunk itself, seems to vibrate and wince as you stick it.
Like it's shaking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe don't do that.
Yeah, she would have
No.
just immediately pulled the quill back and said, I don't think I've seen that before. I'm sorry. And she just kind of directs that at the tree. I'm sorry.
What sounds like the rustling of leaves getting louder now, all of a sudden. And it's coming from all around. Yaffe and Taryn, give me dex saving throws.
God damn it.
Baby.
See what you fucking do. Had to go poke it with your fucking quill.
Oh no.
12.
Natural 1.
Oh!
That's what I get. It's like Fern Gully.
Taryn,
It is.
you notice it just in time, and you just kind of throw yourself out of the way. As you do, you just see Yaffe swatted a branch that wasn't there. It wasn't there. Like the trunk climbed up higher than you could even see. Just swinging down a branch with these deep purple leaves just come straight down on top of and smack into Yaffe. Take 3 bludgeoning damage, Yaffe.
Oh.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Tree, Mr. Tree, Mrs. Tree. I don't know. Please. Oh. And she's going to find herself backing over towards who's bigger. I assume Taryn's like the kind of more intimidating presence.
Yeah, I'm probably taller.
Yeah.
But I think I think Taryn would look stronger, so she'd scurry over, kind of half hiding behind Taryn. Oh, just be careful. I don't think we should touch the trees again.
Maybe just not prod them with our pens.
I like to take pressings in my book. I didn't mean anything by it.
Maybe not the shiny trees.
Okay.
Is there any sort of clear pathway or anything around us, or is it all just like we're literally dumped in the middle of a woods with no clear pathing?
There's no clear path at all.
Okay.
I'm gonna just kind of start. I do like an investigation check or a perception check or something, like moving gently through the trees, and kind of mindfully but quietly humming the lullaby because it's just kind of stuck in her head now.
Okay. Give me a roll for that. Yaffe and Ira, what are you doing?
I'm sticking with Taryn.
Be cool.
But like, if you're humming, she's gonna be kind of frantically trying to hum as well, but like in a desperate way while holding onto your forearm.
What am I doing? Investigation?
Yeah.
18.
Okay. And Ira, what are you up to just before we get to this?
I'm just looking around just to see anything else out of the ordinary.
Give me a again, everything is out of the ordinary, Ira. Like you've
Okay.
never seen. I mean, it's a forest, it's woods, there's trees, there's rocks, there's moss, but there's just something slightly off with all of it. And you don't know if it's the colors, you don't know if it's the air, but there's just something not right. Taryn, you begin to hum the melody, and Yaffe, you're kind of half following it, definitely out of tune and kind of missing every second or third note. And just as you're looking, your feet start moving, Taryn, and something in you tells you you're going in the right direction.
She's going to call back to Era and just say, "Hey, I think it's this way."
She says it's this way. Hurry up, sister.
I start walking behind them and following. Still looking around curiously.
I will attempt to, if she lets me, like link an arm through Taryn's. So she's kind of half dragging me with my book in that arm, and I have my quill out. And as she's kind of half dragging me, I'm like, beware of the living trees. Don't provoke them. I'm sure they're all lovely, but don't touch them, and they'll keep you safe as you walk through the magic woods.
You know, you should invest in a dictaphone.
What's a dictaphone?
It'll record your thoughts so you don't have to write them all down.
What does that mean?
Wrong show, Taryn.
Wrong show.
Are you from the future?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're just quietly, with the exception of the humming, moving, just following it, Taryn. Ira and Yaffe kind of following very, very, I mean, pretty much hugging you at this stage in terms of distance. You find yourselves moving south, or at least that's the sense that you get, Taryn, that it's just where you're kind of moving. And as you head this direction, and you don't know if it's been a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds, you hear the faint babbling of a brook. And just somewhere in the distance, you can just see a small little course of water rushing over some rocks and stones. And there's a lot of plant life here, where before it was just the moss and the trees. Now you're seeing these large fir-like plants just kind of sprouted up out of the ground. Their leaves unfurled, some still kind of half curled up, but they are a brilliant purple and blue, with some have the roots slightly poking out of the earth, and they have sort of a dirt orange color to them as they kind of knot and twist through the soil and grasp and hug at rocks for anchorage.
Are they familiar, or do they look like out of the ordinary?
Nature check again.
Wow, I got a 0 because I rolled a 1 and I have -1 to nature. Plant.
It's a plant.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a fir. It's just a different coloured fir. Fern. I meant to say fern. Sorry, fern.
Yaffe will unhook away from Tara and just seeing this because it's so unusual and fascinating, and she finds herself like immediately walking towards the nearest one with a hand out before catching herself and remembering the tree. And this is something, and she's going to try and attempt to like sketch it in her book and write down a description of it. Have you? And well, she has her nose in her book. She'll just not even turn to Taryn and Nira and say, "Have you seen something like this before?"
No.
Yeah, maybe.
The colours of it's beautiful, really, isn't it?
I guess.
Do you want to try and get me a sample of one, please?
No.
No.
Oh.
As you
Okay.
As you complete your drawing, Yaffe, of the, give me a roll of a d20, and you can add your proficiency bonus.
Ooh, 19.
You, having kind of looked at it and then gotten to drawing it out, you had a fairly clear vision of it in your mind. When you go to look back, just to kind of compare what you've drawn to the plant in front of you, the leaves are completely different. The
Colour and everything and design.
Color is still purple and blue, and you still see the roots, but the leaves have gone from a fern, and they're now more of a kind of a grass-like nature. They're just tall, like almost like pampas grass.
Did you just see that change? And she'll gesture towards her drawing and the plant in front of her.
No.
It doesn't look like that. Taryn's going to point at her book.
I know that. Sorry, I know that. Yes, I know that. But it was like this. I'm quite a talented artist, if I do say so myself. And then it just changed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not believe me?
Taryn's gonna look at Era.
Does it feel like we should keep moving, or should we stop here?
I don't want to stop anywhere in this place. I don't feel comfortable. And after seeing that change happen, she'll kind of get a shiver over. I want to get back to Moivane.
That's what we're trying to do.
How wide is the brook?
It's less than 3 feet wide.
And just hop over it, or is there like stones we can?
It's not blocking your path. It's sort of meandering towards you and still heading south.
Okay.
We should maybe just follow this stream until it brings us back to Moivane.
Off you go. I'm right behind you.
You're gonna lead turn.
Yes.
You continue. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's fine. Sorry.
You continue on. Again, Taran, Yaffe, and Ira kind of just maybe a foot or two behind you in terms of pace. All of you kind of watching, and you start to see that the tree line, the trees here are getting less dense, and the brook is beginning to slow a little bit. And about 20-25 feet in front of you, you see that the trees stop, and there appears to be a grotto.
A familiar grotto?
You'd have to get closer to see. You can just see the kind of the ring of trees. You don't necessarily see the exact space.
Yeah. Curiosity, it was gonna make her just kind of approach it.
Oh, maybe Taran. Taran,
Tentatively.
please be careful. We need you. Shh.
As Taryn is going to walk, I'm gonna place my hand on her shoulder and just cast guidance as well.
Oh, thanks.
You place a hand on Taran's shoulder. Your guidance is a D4.
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, don't hurt me.
Magic completely just surges out of you, Ira, as you place a hand on Taran's shoulder. That D4 is now a D8.
Oh.
Okay, you get to add that to one ability check of your choice, basically.
A D8. Excellent. Very on brand. Great job, guys.
You're so welcome, Island.
I lost my pen for that stupidity. And there goes my dice. What a time. Okay, so yeah, we're approaching the sketchy grotto.
You are.
I am approaching the sketchy grotto.
As you begin to approach Tarn, and you're now kind of looking, you saw the grotto, now you're trying to kind of half investigate it. Your eye kind of catches something moving in the distance, again about 20 feet in front of you, and you can see somebody. They're kneeling down, and they're bent over what looks like a pond. They're doing something. You can't quite make out what it is they're doing, and you can definitely hear like the splashing of water, and you're not sure if it's the brook or what this person is doing. But for the briefest of moments, they stopped and then continued on as normal.
They're like humanoid.
Yeah, you can't get because of the light and the kind of the darkness around you. You can make them out, like you can just kind of make out their outline, their silhouette, but you can't see anything else about them.
She's going to. How far away are they?
About 20 feet. So you still haven't. You haven't reached the edge of the tree line yet.
Okay, she's going to use Divine Sense again to detect good and evil. It's a 60-foot range, so. As an action, you can detect good and evil until the end of your next turn. You can sense anything affected by a hallow spell or know a location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that's not behind total cover.
You sense all around you an immense sense of goodness.
Oh.
Hey!
But you don't know what's coming from in front of you. There's nothing.
I am reluctant to interrupt this person's little task. So I'm going to just lean over my shoulder and say, can you guys see that?
See what?
You see Taryn, you see the figure just kind of, its head lifts and looks back over its shoulder. It stands up and it moves to the tree line.
Towards us or away from us?
Like back towards you, but further east. And then it vanishes.
We need to talk about your volume.
What about my volume?
It could be less.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, it's gone now, whatever it was.
What did you
She
see?
stamps into the trees in frustration. Or into the grotto.
Your volume. Oh, sorry. I thought we all had to watch our volume.
I start following Taryn.
She didn't say that in a mean way.
Oh,
Ooh.
I can't wait to see what happens when you're actually mean. Like, does your head explode or something? You just regrow a new one like that thing in Men in Black.
Gross. Taryn, what did you see?
I don't know. I couldn't get close enough.
A person, a creature. What was it?
Yeah, some kind of creature. They were over there by the pool.
Are you sure we should go near there?
It doesn't feel bad.
Did it feel good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then maybe it can show us the way out of here.
Well, it's gone now, whatever it was.
Oh, I'm sure it'll come back. Hello, hello, creature. Hello, we're in your woods and we'd like to leave, please. Can you show us the way out? And she's just kind of shouting at the woods in general.
So the three of you make your way, as this is sort of happening, towards the grotto. Your voice echoing around the woods, Yaffe. And then as the three of you cross the tree line into the grotto, you see this pond. And in the middle of it, there is a flat stone. And all of you just have this overpowering wave of nostalgia and a vision of a man sat there playing on a lyre, laughing and dancing and singing. And there was an immense joy. And it's a very, very powerful feeling, and you feel all sorts of emotions welling up in you. A sense of longing, a sense of innocence, of youth. And your mind is brought back to the space only from the sound of two small streams, the one you followed and one on the eastern bank of the pond. And you just see lying at the bottom of this clear, glistening pool of water, just thousands of little stones and pebbles. And they shine incredibly brightly.
That big flat stone that you were talking about, is it out in the middle of the water?
Middle of the water. It's about 5 feet into the middle. Like from where you're currently standing at the edge, it's about 5 feet.
On the water of the pond, it doesn't look deep because we can obviously see.
You can see the bottom. It looks to be about 3 or 4 foot deep.
I'm going to just kind of totally zoned out and locked in on this memory of the flat stone. Just start walking through the water to get up to sit on it.
Okay, so you're gonna walk into the water. Yaffe, Taryn.
You go ahead.
Taryn's just gonna kneel at the edge of the pond and kind of look in, and like scoop her hand in.
Okay.
To try and lift some of the pebbles.
Yaffe.
She would have kind of stalled in her tracks when she got that sense of emotions, and a little shiver rolling over her, and she just kind of shake her head a little bit and say, "What is this place? I feel like I've been here before."
Yeah, me too.
Ira, as you kind of grab the edges of your gown, you see Taryn just kneel down and scoop a handful, and in your hands, Taryn, as you kind of they feel incredibly heavy. For little pebbles, they're so look so small. It's like they look like pearls, and you're not certain, but there's something in them. There's something moving. It's like a light swirling in it, and as you lift it up, and it's taking every ounce of strength in your arm to just hoist it up, and Ira, as you step foot into it, a hissing sound erupts from behind all of you. For some reason Fiona just dropped very, very briefly, and I was like, perfect timing. Just
No, you've no sound.
I've lost sound.
Oh, Fiona's
No,
mic is
Fiona.
muted.
Okay.
Oh, she's
She's probably
eating, that's
something.
why.
That's what it is. A vicious hiss just cuts through the air, and as your hand splashes out and your foot steps into the lake, the pebbles that were glowing and moving for briefest of moments turn under the water go dark as the light and the... Give me a perception check.
Oh, no.
Just turn.
Okay.
I'm not good at perceiving. 5.
Good effort.
You didn't glean anything extra on other than the light from the image before you heard the hissing, and immediately your body went into kind of like muscle memory and defense.
Yeah.
And as you go to turn, just leaping out of the trunk of a tree, you see a woman made of wood and leaves, and she dives straight at you, Ira.
Oh.
Give me a... well, she's gonna get... she's going to attack as a free action. That is a 2 to hit. Sorry, 12 to hit, plus there was a 10 plus 2.
No.
Okay. She swings out, and you just see sort of erupting from her hand a club made of timber as she swipes at you. She's standing there. She's about 5'6". She's made entirely. Her skin looks like it's made of tree bark. Her eyes burn with a silver and gold color, and her whole body is like the way she's holding herself. She's standing incredibly aggressively. Roll for initiative, please.
Oh.
13.
13 also.
Also 13.
What?
10.
How does that work?
Really creepy.
Yeah.
Triple attack.
That is
Go!
so creepy.
So the three of you are going first, so you'll move before the dryad. Who wants to go first?
Freaky, lads. Bagsy, no.
I suppose I will, because I'm probably one that's in combat with the dryad now
You're right
at the
in top
moment.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm in combat range of the dryad, am I?
Yeah, well, she just swung her club at you, so yeah.
And she's still standing out of the water, or...
Yeah, she's not. She didn't step foot into it at all.
Okay. I don't want to leave her... I don't want her to get an opportunity attack on me, so I'm going to stay within range of her, but I want to kind of move around so I'm out of the water again.
So you're just...
I'm not backing.
I'm
not backing up away
I
from
get
her.
you. So you're just stepping out of the pond and just moving to the left slightly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm just going to say, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to upset you if getting in the water upset you. And I'm gonna hold my action to block, basically, if
She swings again.
the dryad, if she swings again, yeah.
You see her face kind of contort, but there's nothing but anger there, Ira, as you speak to her. Yaffe and Taryn.
Do dryads speak common?
She didn't react. She didn't say anything in response to whatever Ira said.
She's just gonna drop the pebbles that were in her hand back into the water, or like not drop them, like gently place them back, and then like stand up slowly with her hands in like a defensive position and just be like, we are just trying to get out of here. We didn't mean any harm or disrespect. And then she's gonna wait.
And you're saying
hold her
you're
action.
saying this in common?
Yeah.
You watch as the creature, she just puts a foot kind of behind her, bracing herself.
Oh shit.
She's still holding her club. Yaffe.
She's gonna see the two women that she thought would be able to actually do something, not do anything, and seeing the dryad
violence isn't the answer, Yaffe.
She's got to instinctively whoop, and she's got to fly up about 10 feet and kind of like it, jittering and shaking and just cast bless on herself and Ira and Taryn.
Okay. You flit straight upwards and you see her eyes lock on you as your wings just unfurl. How many of you speak Sylvan?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay.
I speak Common, Elvish, and Goblin.
I do not.
Common, Dwarvish, Elvish,
So not
Halfling.
Sylvan. No one
Not
speaks Sylvan.
Sylvan,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
What is Sylvan?
She scratches something. She says it and you can hear it. It's this raspy, deep noise that just sort of barrels out of her mouth. And she just, you're not quite certain what she said, Taryn or Ira, but Yaffe, as you fly up, she spits where your feet stood, and then she gestures with her head. And it is, so is that your action?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to stay like 10 feet up in the air.
She, again, focusing deftly, her eyes lock on you, Taryn, and you just, again, you see the silver and the gold just kind of swirling around. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
You can add a d4 to it.
D8.
No, but you can add a d4 from Bless as well.
Oh, okay.
Crap.
Great. What's my saving throw?
Wisdom saving.
16.
You find yourself drawn into her gaze for just the briefest of moments. You're not quite certain why, but as you kind of just feel kind of something whispering in your ear. You don't understand what it's saying to you, but there's a compulsion there, but it doesn't catch. And she spits and hisses into the air around you all, and again she's holding her club. Ira.
I'm going to try and back up away from them. I know I'm probably going to get attacked of opportunity against me, but purely purely staying in defense.
Okay. So that is a 17 to hit.
Meets it, beats it.
Okay. You just, again, hands held up defensively, just trying to gesture that you mean no harm, no attack. You take one step back, and when you do, it's that sort of, where am I putting my foot? And you just, in that split second, look backwards. And as you kind of go, kind of as your eyes drift down and you come to meet, you just see the club swing in again. and it cracks you straight into the jaw. Take a... Okay. One target. Okay. Take 2 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Okay. Right, so that was my movement. So just as my action after getting that hit, I'm going to cast False Life on myself. So basically I'll gain some temp HP from that 1d4 plus 4 temp HP.
Okay.
Just to kind of as almost like, I know it's like my action, but almost like reacting to the hit.
I get you, yeah.
So I get 5.
Okay, you... the pain kind of courses through you, and then it's numbed. It's just... It's the body's instant reaction, and then all of the training that you've undergone, your connection to the physical force of this body is more than who you are, and you're able to just sort of push it. It's there, but it's like off to the side, and magic courses through you, and you feel you tap into that pain, but you use it in a way to kind of invigorate the body. Taryn.
Seeing her swing for Era. How close is she to me then?
She's within your space, so she's kind of within 5 feet of all of you, bar Yaffe, who's above.
Okay, so I'm going to grab the arm with the club and try and take it from her while saying in Elvish, "We're not here to hurt you."
Okay. So you're purposely trying to disarm her.
Yeah.
Give me a... Okay, so we're gonna go for strength checks. So you give me a strength check, and I will do a strength saving throw. If that's cool with you.
Yes.
Okay, that is a 7.
17.
Okay. You reach for the club, and you go to pull away. You grab it, and the club snaps from her body, and as you say, you mean no harm. In Elvish, her eyes kind of lock on you, and then with the snapping of the... And it feels like you've just snapped a branch in half. You see her knees buckle, and she lets out a howling roar, and then spits something back at you in Sylvan.
Great.
So...
Do I have a club now?
Well, yeah, you do. Actually, you have a club.
Hooray!
Don't leave it under a bush.
She's whispering something. Yaffe.
Yaffe again seeing... Well, I mean, Taryn did take disarm her, but she's still seeing the two of them not really do much. And she's going to just call out, I don't think she's very friendly. And she's going to kind of throw out a hand and kind of look away at the same time. Oh! And she's going to Eldritch blast this bitch.
Oh no. Oh no. No.
Yep.
No.
Is that okay? Can I do that? And I can add 18, 22 to hit.
Yep.
Just checking. Just checking.
22 to hit.
5 damage.
Okay.
But again, she's looking away. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
As the magic swirls up around you, Yaffe, and again, it's this maelstrom of just grey and white and black kind of smoke almost that sort of coalesces around the edge of your fingertips. It explodes outwards with just this concussive force, and you actually even kind of felt yourself kind of like knocked back just a little bit. You send it down and immediately look away, and Ira and Taran, you see the Dryad woman, just this thing catches her straight into the side of the head. And there's just a trickle of water down the side of her head.
What?
And she turns back, plunging her hands into the ground. And she starts to speak. And behind her, you just see two trunks uproot themselves from the forest and take 2 steps towards you.
Okay,
We
time to go.
need
Let's
to
go.
leave.
Let's go, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Miss Tree. Can we go now, sister? Taran, let's go.
Sister?
Okay, so hang on. That is a 18. So they are going to go now, actually.
Oh.
So they're above ye. What was it? Ye all rolled 13s?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So with just 2 movements, and you just see these 2 huge tree-like entities, almost like tree ants, just uproot and then step towards you, and the ground shakes, and you see even the surface of the pond ripple as they move in. And Yaffe, one is kind of looking at you in eye level, and you just see the knots of the wood kind of form half a humanoid kind of face. The other is kind of about maybe 10 feet shorter than him. He's about 12 foot tall. And he lumbers in under the branches and the husks of the other trees around him as they both take swings, one at you, Taran, and the other at you, Yaffe. So for Taran, that is a 17 to hit.
Nope.
And for Yaffe, that is does a 24 hit?
Does it? Oh God, I'm really gonna have a phobia of trees now after this.
Okay. And that is a D10 of damage.
What? Bye.
Slán agus bannacht.
I had fun, y'all.
Oh, that's 13.
It's okay, I got
That's
to lay
13.
on my
Bye.
hand.
That's 13 bludgeoning damage.
Holy
She's
shit.
down. She's down.
No!
You're
Yep.
down? Yeah, a branch just again comes swinging, and Yaffe, you brace yourself this time. It slams straight into you, and it's not just the wisps and whips of twigs and branches, it's the full might of the trunk that just seems to barrel into you, and you feel the air knocked out of your lungs as you are sent downwards. You splash into the pond. That brings us to Ira. You just saw Yaffe go down.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Healing Word on Yaffe.
Thanks.
Because Yaffe has dropped to 0, and because of my circle of morality, she regains the full amount that I'm allotted on the dice roll, so she regains 7 HP.
Oh, thank
Nice.
you.
That's handy.
And don't anyone else drop dead because we're fucked.
No promises.
What do you say, Ira?
Don't drop anyone.
I just shout her name. I just shout Yaffe
Okay.
at her.
Yeah, it is. You gulp, and underwater, Yaffe, you hear just that sort of your name muffled, and here, as you were starting, everything was going to go dark, and you hear Ira just call out your name. You see the pebbles up close, and you see the stones, and you see what you thought was light, or what Taran said was light. What looked like something swirling around it, and as life courses into you, you feel the healing energy of Ira's magic take hold. It's not light. It looks like images. It looks like drawings that are moving.
On the stones.
In the
or in the
stones.
water. In the stones. I don't think that's like top of her priorities right now, but her curiosity will get the better of her. She's gonna snatch a handful of them and not even looking. She's just gonna jam them in her bag.
Okay.
And then whenever she gets a chance, full movement, back the fuck out.
Okay.
Away
So
from these things.
are you going onto the bank that you others
Oh,
were on,
like-
or are you moving onto the flat stone?
As far away from those trees as I can get.
Okay, so you can climb up onto the flat stone and go to the other side of the bank, all in your movement. It's not a huge grotto that you're standing in.
Can I keep 10 feet of movement and go airborne again? That's her safe space.
Sure. Why do you think I made one so tall? Yeah, you clamber up and just kind of still half gasping, and now your clothes soaked to the bone. You fly upwards, and you're hovering 10 feet into the air, and you see these two huge trees just bearing down on top of Ira and Taryn, the dryad woman in the middle of them.
Thank you, sister. We'll talk later, but let's go.
Taryn.
Go.
I'm going to use Dissonant Whispers.
Okay, on.
The Dryad.
Okay. That is a charisma save or whiz save?
Wisdom.
Okay. Why did I put the dice back into the dice tray? Okay, wisdom save. And that's +2 to this. That's 12. Are you laughing
Sorry.
because I passed?
No. Yes.
Oh.
Congratulations. So on a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction if available to move as far away as its speed allows from you. The creature doesn't move into obviously dangerous ground, such as fire or a pit. On a successful save, no, you didn't do that. So it doesn't matter.
Roll your 3d6.
That's what it says.
I don't like that.
I don't like that. Change that.
Oh, wait. There's a thing.
No.
There's a thing.
No.
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 Before
No, there's nothing.
James isn't
No,
here, and he
absolutely
would
not.
tell me, and I just remembered I have advantage on saving throws. So,
Why?
because I've got magic resistance.
Convenient.
That's a 5.
That's a happy face.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I missed that, Declan. What did you roll? With your magic resistance?
So
What
roll
did
your
you roll?
3d6 there, please. Okay, and 10 more trees come out of the ground.
Okay. I'm not even going to lie. Right, I'm going to take a picture and send it to the group chat.
Is it 3 6s?
It's 3 6s, baby.
Number of the beast.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so excited. My pizza's going everywhere.
What do you say, Taryn? What do you say to the dryad? What do you whisper?
She's just going to say, "Leave us alone."
Leave us. Okay, I thought that was intentional. Just me, so.
You feel the magic well up, Taryn, and it explodes outwards in a way you've never felt before. And Yaffe and Ira, you hear Taryn's words. You feel them for a moment, and there's a sense of fear that just washes over you and is gone. The forest seems to shake for a moment as your voice just booms and echoes down throughout it, Taryn. You see the dryad woman just kind of looking at you, and her eyes go completely dull. The light from the gold and silver just fade. She goes to kind of half lift her body up, and she begins to collapse. As she does, the dryad, the tree ant closest to her, the giant tree that took a swing at you the last time, Taryn, scoops her down. And all of you see that what you first felt like just the power of Taryn's magic just erupting out of her, the forest continues to shake. And around you, Yaffe, you see it coming. There's a maelstrom of what looks like smoke or fog just roaring towards the grotto.
Is it coming from the direction we came from,
It's
or
coming from all around.
from all around?
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah, it's just pulling itself in on top of you.
She will just shout down to the other two, "There's something coming. There's a storm. There's something coming. We have to go now."
Something flies overhead, Yaffe. Give me a dex saving throw.
Oh, shit. 12.
All of you feel just this rush of air overhead, and it goes darker in the grotto for a briefest of moment. Yaffe, you were pulled with it. Like the force just pulls your wings like there's sails right overhead. The two giant trees immediately begin to run in the opposite direction.
Oh.
You have attacks of opportunity on both of them if you want to take anything, Ira or Taran.
No.
Okay.
Did I see what it was that went over me?
Nope. It is, you are now, as you look up, the three of you are swallowed in this fog. You cannot see each other.
Oh, shit. Are we still in initiative?
If you're not taking attacks of opportunity on the trees, then no.
I think Yaffe would just go straight down to where she remembers the others being and land and just call out for them. Ira, Taran, where are you?
Can
we hear her?
You can hear her, yeah.
Jinx.
Yeah.
She'll be like reaching out for them. There's something up there. There's something up in the sky. Declan, when you said it was like a grotto, is there like a covering? Is there like an overcrop
No,
of anything?
it's like it was just a grotto in the forest. It was just like a clearing of the trees.
Okay. We need to hide under one of the trees. There's something up there, up in the sky. Something that's not good.
That whooshing sensation comes straight over you, all of you this time. And Yaffe, as you reach out for the others, you hear just the snapping and crack of wood.
Ooh.
And a howl of pain is just, it erupts and is cut short. All of you give me perception checks.
19.
Not one.
Okay.
17.
Yaffe and Ira, you're not quite certain what you saw. Taran, something distracts you from behind as you hear a voice call out. Yaffe and Ira, you see both of you for the briefest of moments, just something cutting through the fog or the smoke, the clouds, whatever it is. It's so large, it just seems to slice through it. It is a huge, monstrous claw.
Oh.
And it snaps at one of the trees. You hear the roar from it, and then there's silence. And the whole forest begins to rumble and shake violently. We bring our own sound effects here. Wow!
Oh, Casper.
The pond. The pond. Dive.
Do we all hear it?
You hear it, Taryn.
She's just gonna immediately shout to the others. The pond. We gotta get to the pond.
I start, because I was still right at the edge of it, I start walking into the water.
Okay.
I will like have my arms out reaching for Yaffe.
Yeah, you kind of, you feel her hand, you feel the leather glove, Taryn, as you kind of lunge forward towards the edge of the pond. All three of you kind of just fall or throw yourselves into it as quickly as you possibly can. And as you step in this time, Ira and Yaffe, the last time it was, you felt you could immediately, your foot found the bottom. Now there's just nothing as you fall straight through the water. You feel yourselves turning violently, as if everything is just whipping up around you, like a huge current has just grabbed you like a ball and is just spinning you. And immediately, Ira, you feel a hand just grab you. And as your eyes kind of begin to adjust to the light around you, you see an old tabaxi woman just extend her hand down and pull you out. And for a moment, you're looking at Celie Rorust, the woman from the tenements. Yaffe, as you feel yourself whipped and spun around, your hand pulled away from Taran, gasping for air, you feel water just fill your lungs, and then something yanks you from under your ribs and just pulls you out. And the familiar scent of honeycorn and the warmth of mead on breath as you turn over your shoulder and you see Wynne just kind of half smiling down at you. Ira is just standing on the edge of a well, and as you're pulled out of it, you see Wynne reach down once again, and Taran, a gnome clasps forward, his small hand kind of searching the water, reaching for you and just grabbing the edges of your fingers. He yanks with all his strength as your eyes lock on Dinder Frustuf, and you are pulled out of a well. You see Ira and Yaffe kind of gasping for breath, and as you adjust, you find yourself standing outside a small cottage, and there is a tall, gangly man looking at the three of you, smiling. Well, that was awfully close.
What the hell just happened?
Tea? And we will take our break there.
Oh my god!
Okay, so we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. We will see you back here just at like 10 to 10 for the remainder of our session. I just need to get up and stretch. And that's what you should do too. So remember, stretch, hydrate, potty break, smoke break, whatever it might be that you need to do right now. And we will see you all in 10 minuten.
You! 10 minutes, baby.
You are very welcome back to the second half of Chapter 2 of Ballad of the Mad Kings. We left Ira, Yaffe, and Taran standing out of breath and soaked to the bone outside a small cottage, being greeted by a stranger that all of them seem to recognize, and the memory starts to come back. He was there that night. He was the man with the lyre playing in the woods. It was his song. It was his dance. It was his games. But he looks a little different, and you all see him standing there. Again, he's smiling. He's quite tall, quite gangly, probably like 6'10", and two large twisting horns entwined with long flat green leaves adorn his head. His skin that's showing, and everything from his belly button up is showing, is olive colored. His face and chest seem to be painted in a dark teal umber that bleeds all the way down to just below his pectoral muscles, into kind of a faint sea green. He has sandy blonde hair that's wild, except for two braids that are plaited at the front that hang just above his shoulders. His face has several tattoos kind of marked around his eyes and over his forehead. He wears two long, heavy, wide sleeves that are tied to a long metallic chain that drapes his chest. Around his waist there is a very thick, heavy, white and cream knotted belt that fabric hangs loosely from. He stands in front of an old stone cottage. Small plume of chimney smoke tumbling out of it. A stained glass window and a door kind of just hide the interior. He has just offered all of you some tea.
It's you.
Yes, and it's you. What an odd thing to say. I am me.
No,
and you are you. So you're you.
You're the one with the music.
Well, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I guess. Oh, there's so much to discuss, and clearly you've all got questions.
Yaffe's standing up and she's like, she took her big sun hat off her head and she's like, trying to wring the water out of it a little bit. And she's like, yes, questions, yes. There was 3 people. We all got hit. I got hit the most. It wasn't pleasant. Sister, thank you again. Can we go in? Can we please go in and maybe get warm and dry? And she's trying to just like get the water off her clothes, jamming the hat back on her head.
Oh. If you wish to be dry, then just believe yourself to be so.
What are you talking about?
Well, you're only wet because you think you're wet.
I'm wet because I just swam through a pool.
Did you?
Well, I don't know if I'd call it swimming. It was more... But yes, I was in water and now the water is on me and I don't want it on me.
As you say this, a second skin of water just sort of clings to your body, Yaffe.
Did you do that?
You look dry to me.
Well, I feel wet. And excuse me, sir, your name, I never did get it.
How rude. If tea and a fireplace is what you require, then... And he gestures and the door opens. And inside, Yaffe, you just see this quaint picture. It's like something from a book. This cozy little living room with these plush little armchairs all set round a small little oak table that's adorned in a little tea tray, a ceramic teapot. A welcoming fire burns inside a small little stove.
Oh, that's going to be heaven to her compared to what she just went through. So she's going to just kind of skirt around Ira and Taryn. Excuse me, sister, Taryn, thank you. Yes, thank you. I'll just be in here. And she's going to just beeline into...
bows at you as you pass.
Thank you. Straight to the fire. Not in it.
There's the faint smell of kind of ginger and nutmeg, Yaffe, as you sit inside, and there's a small little tray of butter biscuits.
Oh. This place is just a delight for her. Is there a seat near the fire?
There is. It looks a little bit like the seat your grandfather would have sat in.
Oh, it's unusual. She's gonna sit down. Well, no. First of all, she will. She's not an asshole. Is she dry now?
Does she think she's dry?
I think standing beside the fire, yes, she would think she's starting to dry.
You are dry.
Okay, she'll kind of pat herself down and realize she's dry, and then sit down in this man's chair. She doesn't want to soak it. Ooh, and she'll take a little butter biscuit and she'll start nibbling. Oh God!
Don't eat the food, Fiona. It's the first rule of fairies.
What'd you call me?
15.
There's the faintest smell of knotweed smoke, the same tobacco that your grandfather smoked. Just as you sit into the chair, you feel it sort of tickle the edges of your nose.
I just kind of go, oh. Very strange. I hope you're not looking down on me and judging me like you always did. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of you, grandfather. And she's gonna...
Inside the cottage, you can kind of hear the muffled words of Yaffe, and the man kind of still half bowed, Ira, and Ira, he's taller than you. He kind of looks at the both of you. Do you wish to join?
I start walking in slowly. I kind of, as long as I can until I'm walking in, I'm still staring at him, not saying anything, and then I turn into the cottage.
His eyes are locked on you the entire time as well, Ira. He's not saying it. He's just, again, he has just a very faint smile on his face.
Taryn's just kind of like staring at him like a big creep. No, she's just trying to figure out like if it is the same guy, because you said he looks a bit different.
Do I have something on my face?
I'm sorry. You're just so familiar.
And then his face, as he kind of touches it and kind of gives it a squish, it changes slightly. Turn, like the jaw gets a little softer, the skin gets a little younger, and it's the guy from the grotto. It's him 100%.
I knew it. We have met before.
I don't believe I said anything contradictory.
Well, you're just talking in circles.
It's the nature of conversation. You say something, then I say so. Oh, I say something, then you say something, and it just goes on and on and on, and we're out here in the cold.
Okay, let's get inside.
After you.
Oh.
She'll kind of walk in stride with him until they get to the door and then head in.
Ira, as you step in, there's a faint smell of sandalwood just sort of wafting around the cottage. And on the little oak table, you see just some very simple, delicate looking little delf. And aside from the smell of sandalwood, your nose detects something else, and it's a sort of a sweet pudding, like a goat's milk kind of rice pudding that was kind of often served in the temple as sort of a treat, and your stomach kind of rumbles a little bit. Not because you're hungry. It's a reaction that the body seems to have.
It kind of throws her a little bit unease because of why her body's reacting that way. Because Ira does not need to eat. But she walks in anyway and sees Yaffe sitting down by the fire, and goes to look for another seat, preferably with her back to a wall.
There's a very, very simple, round-backed, thinly cushioned chair that kind of looks towards the door as you see Taryn and the man cross the threshold. As you take your seat into it, Ira. Taryn, it just smells like chimney smoke in here. It's catching, and it's clinging, and it's kind of even stinging at the corners of your eyes. It's the same way. It's what you remember from home. It's you and your brother Fervin were always responsible for keeping the fire going, lighting it in the morning and keeping it going throughout the day. And, well, you weren't particularly attentive to it. And it often meant having to, like, cram the stove full of extra kindling, which would always catch and smoke. Especially because you didn't bring in the firewood from the night before, so it was always that little bit damp and it would smoke a lot stronger. And memories of this come flooding back to you. And your eyes catch on a small little counter in the kitchenette area of the cottage. Just a simple wooden board and some thin little oat cakes and a mountain of cheese just cut. Well, make yourselves comfortable. And the door slams shut behind him. Oh, the wind. Slightly ominous, but definitely not me. The wind.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say Yaffe would just not be paying any attention. She's got like half her manuscript by one hand, holding it near the fire, drying it off, and she's like writing frantically with the quill on the other half. The local woods are something else. Tree creatures, fog monsters, disembodied voices. If you're yearning for a bit of, and she just stops and thinks.
Are you reading this aloud? Like, is it?
Yeah.
I've been known to cast my voice a little bit, but I can assure you that I am very much the body that the voice belongs to. Just for your notes, obviously, if you're, you know.
She kind of comes to, excuse me, what?
What?
You were the voice?
Yes, and I am also the body.
Of what?
Of the voice. You said the voice was disembodied, but I'm telling you,
Yes.
I am the source of the voice, and it is my body.
She'll kind of put her stuff down in her lap and turn and give him her full attention. How did you do it?
I just thought about it, and I did it.
You're very funny. I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, I've been complimented on my humor several times, actually.
Oh, okay. Ooh. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
I don't believe I gave it either.
Oh. Can I have it?
Of course you can. They call me Croaker.
Croaker?
And he kind of bows. And you are...
Like a frog? Oh, no. Frogs are nice. It's a lovely name. I'm sorry. It's very nice. I'm Yaffe.
Oh, Yaffe.
Yes. I know it's a bit of a silly one. No.
No?
Oh.
Is that like a frog?
Oh.
Like Laffy Taffy.
Oh, I don't know. I'm the 16th child in the family. I think my parents stopped trying by the time I arrived. Oh,
No, well, clearly they were trying. If
no.
you're the 16th.
No. Oh, that's. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is Taran, and Ira. This is Croaker, like a frog.
He turns to you, Ira. I'm sorry. Your name is?
Ira.
And he said, Ira. Ira. See, that is quite a funny sound it makes.
That's not very nice.
No, it's okay.
No, it's a perfectly lovely name. I'm just saying it makes quite a funny sound when I say it. Ira.
You've got it. Yeah.
And he turns to you, Taryn, with, I assume, a mouthful of cheese and oatcakes.
Girl after my own heart.
Yeah.
And Miss...
Brochure.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get that over the dairy.
Taryn. Brochure.
Ah. Well, as I've said, they call me Croaker. And I think you may all have questions.
Where are we?
You are here. Next question.
Where is here?
Well, it was my home.
Is it not your home anymore?
Oh, no. I've left this some time ago. Actually, I don't know who lives here now. Are we breaking and entering?
It's Casper's
Oh,
house.
it's Casper's, okay.
Why did you bring us here if this isn't your home?
Oh, I just happen to be nearby, and well, it's easier to tap it from one source to another. You know, the well, the pond. It's all
What was that place?
just a forest.
Yeah,
With murderous trees?
They're not always quite murderous.
They almost killed her, and she points at Yeffy.
Well,
hello, yes, that was me.
She did stab one of their younglings, so
I just wanted a little piece.
and I'm sure
press.
I'm sure that's all they wanted, a few.
Oh, you're very funny. Oh.
No, I'm being quite deathly serious.
Oh, okay.
I'm really sorry, Croaker. I'm very confused. We were in Moyvane, in the city.
Yes.
And then we ended up in this white space, and then this strange forest that I don't think I've ever seen before. But I have. But I haven't.
What does that mean?
I'm really confused.
Yaffy's going to kind of start to feel a little uncomfortable after making herself at home, and she's going to stand up and kind of brush off the crumbs of the biscuits off of her and jam the manuscript back in her bag and feel like the little pebbles inside and just scoop them out and look at them because she kind of forgot taking them. What did they look like now?
They just look like stones.
Why did I take these? There you go, Croaker. And she'll just kind of put the pile down on the table and say, thank you for your hospitality. It's much appreciated, but I think myself and my friends, if you don't mind, maybe we will go. And she's going to look at Taryn and Ira just nodding. Let's maybe go back to Moyvane now after everything that happened. Thank you.
How do you intend to get to Moyvane if you don't know where you're leaving from?
Oh, perhaps you would be so kind and gracious as to tell us?
Are you... You don't... Oh. Are you new?
You where? In Moyvane, yes.
He kind of stops for a moment and he kind of picks up the teapot and he kind of just gives it a swirl and he pours himself about half a cup and he kind of sips it and he kind of looks at all of you and kind of through you and past you. It can be quite confusing being here. I do tend to forget the run of myself sometimes, where I've been, who I've seen, and when I've talked to them. But this must really be your first time here since then. Oh, very well. And he kind of just scoops the fabric from the belt kind of just under himself. He kind of just tucks it as he sits on a small little stool. Perhaps, and he kind of looks at you, Taryn, you best take a seat.
I'm fine.
What's his demeanor like now? Saying that.
Well, he's sitting. Like, he's just sitting down. He's not, like... I mean, you can give me an insight check if you want, Yaffe.
Taryn will just kind of settle against the wall beside the fire.
That is 19.
He really is just sort of... He's kind of lost in thought. Like, he seemed to have been just as confused as ye were, and why ye were confused was confusing him.
Croker, thank you, but we are off now, ladies. Oh, yeah, I don't mean to offend, but I think we had best get going.
Well, hold your horses. I want some answers about where we just been and where we're going.
And he kind of just looks at you, Yaffe, and then he looks at Taryn.
Era, back me up here.
I'm curious. I want to know how I know you.
We've all met before. I think by now you're maybe piecing that together.
It's common to bump into people numerous times.
We didn't bump into each other. I called for you 15 years ago.
That was a dream. Don't be silly.
And he starts to hum a little song.
The one that we recognize?
Yeah.
I told you, it's just the famous lullaby or something. That's why we all remember it.
Well, thank you. I did spend quite some time composing it. I'd hardly consider it famous, though quite a few people have heard it. People like yourselves. Special people.
Special?
Was Ira reborn at that stage, or that was before her rebirth?
You're asking... Okay.
You,
yeah,
DM, sorry.
Yeah, you're asking, me whether, again, does Ira remember it, or is the body remembering it?
Yeah.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, gosh. 15.
What does Ira believe it to be?
Oh.
The body.
The body remembers the song, but when you draw the memory in your mind, it's you, Ira, that's in the woods.
Oh gosh.
You're welcome.
Oh gosh.
So you were called. You've all answered a little late. The others are already... No. You are obviously... There isn't really a delicate way to put this to all of you, so allow me to just cut through it. You have been called upon to help prevent the end of the worlds.
Taryn chokes on a biscuit.
Worlds?
Yes, this world and your world.
So this world isn't our world?
Really? A daughter of Lomar asking the question. This world exists because of your world, and vice versa. We are entwined. You find yourselves, well, not quite in the realm, but in the garden, we'll say, of chaos.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yes, you should put that in your book.
Okay. And she'll...
Quite well maintained, very imaginative,
well
thrilling.
maintained, thrilling. Okay. Anything else you wish to add?
Well, you're the writer.
Okay. Oh, beautiful foliage. Delight.
Non-lethal.
Non-lethal plants. Yes. If you like a bit of excitement, this is the place for you. And she's like peering over the manuscript to see if he's like approving or not.
He's just nodding along.
This realm. Is it your realm?
No. I am a part of it. But it's not... Do you believe me to be some sort of king?
Or God?
A god? Sweet Ira. No, we don't have needs of those things here. Gods wither and bloom. They exist and they do not exist in this space. We are, all of us, part of chaos. Neither of us would ever deign call ourselves a god.
But
And
you
you
are
call
eternal.
yourself what?
We are not bound to, well, and he kind of looks, his head turns to you. Allow me to put it in words, sister, that you may feel. Who I am and what I am, where I have come from and who I shall be. A little bit of my magic, a little bit of chaos finds itself in you.
I could kind of sit back hearing this.
So, the matter at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Calamity is almost upon us. You are not the only ones seeking to prevent the end of the worlds as we know them. The space between the realms of chaos and the material plane. The between. And suddenly you find yourselves standing in a space made entirely of nothing, just white light.
Is it like where we were?
It's exactly where you were. The passageways here are narrowing. The gap between chaos and the material, it's dwindling.
So they will collide.
Nothing so dramatic. They will cease to exist as they are. Oh. Now I'm being melodramatic.
Oh, and why were we chosen? Not that you're not competent, she looks at Taran and Ira, but personally, I don't think I'm up to the task.
Fate?
Fate? Oh, yes.
They chose you.
They.
Again. A daughter of Lomar. The Fates. Lomar's children. They chose you.
Maybe they're having a bit of a joke.
You're not the only ones, if that takes any weight off your shoulders. You didn't think we'd leave it to just 4 of you.
How many others are there?
And she gestures down, and you see yourselves standing on the edge of the pool, the pond, in the grotto. And the pebbles.
Each of those is a person, a chosen one.
Talk about hedging your bets.
Each of those has the potential.
And if we're called upon to do this, how are we to do it? How... I'm just a priestess for my church. I don't know how to stop whatever this is.
You said you were in Moyvane?
Yes.
You probably just see it as coincidence. The king of Burdan, Shifra, resides in Moyvane.
What does a king have to do with a calamity?
Not just one king. The 3 of them.
They're the cause?
Not them personally. It goes back a couple of centuries. You are all familiar, of course, with the Iron Promise. Galtanus Iran, I correct.
Is Yaffe familiar?
Give me history. I tell you what, I won't even make you roll for it. All of you would have done some form of schooling. None of you were like urchins or anything like that. Yeah, it's the alliance between the 3 kingdoms of Urlar. It goes back 3 generations.
Yes, the Alliance. What of it?
In order to prevent the oncoming devastation. There I go again. The three kings have plans. Others, friends of mine, we've only up until this point been able to slow them down. Now we really need to take more of a direct approach. And as it happens, the four of you are in my vein, and one of you did win the Marigold Festival, granting you an audience with the king. Of the three, Shifra is probably the most reasonable. He is still young, in your terms. He's quite knowledgeable. Reason with him. The Iron Promise cannot continue.
I'm sorry. The way to prevent chaos is to destroy a treaty between the kingdoms.
Yes.
Surely that's counterproductive.
No, that's exactly what you have to do.
But that
How?
would create chaos.
I don't really know what you are struggling with here.
All of this.
The worlds will end. Calamity will reign. And you concern yourself with an alliance held between three men you've never met. And that carries more weight than the utter decimation of all living things and things that could have lived hereafter.
Excuse me.
Interesting.
I just have a question. Broker?
Yes.
So we simply have to go and break up this alliance, yes? That's fine. That's maybe Calamity we would like to avoid Calamity, and she's like nodding at Ira and Taryn. We would like that too, very much, yes. How do you suppose three people like us are to get an audience with the king?
Oh, the fourth one amongst you.
She's not going to bring us.
Oh. I'm sure she will.
I mean, are you sure we're the right people for the job?
Let me check.
How will you check?
And you're back in the cottage again. And he rummages through the stones that you pulled from the pond, Yaffe. And in his hands, what was just a jet black stone begins to illuminate. And he holds it up. And he kind of just moves it towards you.
Oh, and she'll pull back a little bit. That's quite near enough. I mean, you're lovely, but thank you.
Just observe.
Oh, okay.
And you see yourself as a young girl running between the hallways of your home. Just bundles and bundles of paper tucked under your arm. An ink blot stain on your dress. Because you were in the pond. And he holds up another, and we see Taryn, we see Ira, and we see Ananse in each of the four stones.
Well,
I'm wondering if I could do an insight check to see if I've been believing him so far. Would that be all right?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Natural 20.
Ooh. It's all lies.
You stare at him, and he looks at the group in front of him. You will meet with King Shifra, and you will ask him to end the alliance that he holds with the other kings.
On what grounds? A man in the forest told us.
Taryn, let's just be a bit more pleasant.
Well, come on, Yeffy. It's like, surely you understand that he's not just going to take the word of 3 commoners.
Oh, well, I mean, it's in the stones.
You're quite right.
Yes.
No, not about the stones. He
Oh.
wouldn't know those. Shifra is an inquisitive sort. He's looking for something. And Croker just kind of turns away for a moment as the entire time you're studying him, Ira, and he reaches down into a pocket. And then, not finding anything, he reaches into the sleeve of his left hand and he pulls out a short golden gauntlet with 5 rings around the fingers, 4 small circular rubies imprinted at the tips of the gauntlet's claws, and then 1 large ruby fixed in the center. Give him this. He'll know what it...
What is it?
He'll know what it is, but it is one of Kugga's gauntlets of the sun. He is looking for these. Tell him you know where the other one is.
Oh, but see, we actually we don't know where it is. What if he asks?
Tell him that on consideration of Burdan's place in the Iron Promise, the location of the second gauntlet will be made accessible to him.
Oh, I don't like this very much, but I guess we have no choice. Oh.
Ira, is there something you'd like to get off your chest?
I just... As a woman of faith, I don't know what to believe anymore.
Oh, someone's crackling. Oh yeah, it's Louise. If anything I've said this evening has called your beliefs into question, Ira, please, by all means, accept my apologies. Your faith is a powerful thing.
And I guess I'm really just trying to figure out if I believe you.
Oh God, you're gonna have to mute Louise. That's just crackling in my brain. That's okay, Ira. You don't have to believe me. But you do have to do what I say. There's power in a name, Sister Ira. There's power in a name, Taran Brocharn. There's power in a name. Yafi Lunalia.
Yeah. Well,
Never give your name away for free.
okay, well, that's been lovely. Croker, thank you. Ladies, shall we go and save the world now? Oh. Taran, take the gauntlet, maybe. Can you?
For my nat 20, did I get any bad vibes?
Oh, yeah. You get a sense that his patience have run out. You get a sense that he is immensely perplexed and frustrated. And you get a huge, just overwhelming sense of dread.
Taran's going to put her hand out for the gauntlet.
And he gives it freely.
And then she's going to inspect it and ask him what, or would she know what it does? Or like...
Give me a history check or religion check, whichever of those two.
Probably neither. Let's be honest.
Can I sense kind of if Ira has picked up on how Croker is feeling, how Zira stance right now?
Well, how are you reacting given what you've tapped into?
I'm sitting quite up straight and like I'm just staring at him nearly with a look of fear, especially after the mention of giving our names away.
Taran?
2.
They don't sound familiar. Like you don't know anything about the gauntlets. They are a relic. Shiafra will appreciate them. It's enough to get his attention. Hence the one and not the other.
Right.
So.
Yafi's all on edge right now because she's noticed Ira's reaction and kind of a little bit of a change in tone to Croker's voice. I would assume that's fair to say.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like wringing her hands like, okay, so Croker, thank you for the biscuits and the destiny and all of those lovely things. And we are going to go now. And she's going to back her way towards the door. We're going to go and go see the king. Yes? Yes? Ira, Taran, now let's go, please.
Well, the door's not locked. Yeah. You can go.
Oh,
and
lovely,
you know where you are
you.
now, so you may leave from here.
Yes, thank you very much for the
Do we know where we are now?
I don't know. Yafi's going to like scramble for the door handle behind her and open it. What's outside?
There's white beyond the door.
Oh, yes, that place. And Croker, can you just remind me how we get to Moyvane from this lovely area, please?
Just see yourselves in Moyvane.
Oh, yes, of course. Silly me. Come on, ladies, let's go see ourselves in Moyvane. Thank you, Croker.
You shouldn't leave without these. And he takes the stones.
Oh, she'll reluctantly like step towards them with shaking hands outstretched. Oh yes, I'll take them.
And he closes, as you reach for it, he closes his hand.
Oh,
Betty,
you're a jokester. Can I get the stones, please?
Oh, of course. And his hands open. If the stone was a piece of jewelry, Yafi, what would it be?
My one?
Yeah.
It would probably be a piece of onyx.
Okay. In a bracelet or a necklace or pendant or brooch?
It would be like a little something that would fit over a horn of hers.
Okay. Like a ring. Like a wide ring, yeah. Ira, same question.
It'd probably be a signet ring.
Taryn.
Probably a pendant.
As his hand opens, each of you sees a signet ring, a horn ring, and a pendant. And instinctively you know which is yours. And when you take it, it feels like you are holding on to an anchor.
Ooh.
Good luck.
And you
Wait.
too. Oh,
Don't forget
What
to
if we-
mind your P's and Q's.
always.
What if we need to find you again?
Oh. Then I'll be looking.
She just shakes her head and pushes off the wall and heads for the door.
Yes, let's get going. Croker, thank you again for everything. It's been a pleasure.
Avoid the wine.
Noted. Avoid the wine. And she'll write it down. Okay. Anything else? Can we go now, please? Can we go?
You may. You always.
She's gone.
Okay, and
Out the door.
you step through and you find yourself in the between. Yaffy.
She'll just look behind her for Taryn and Ira like rocking on her feet. Okay. Hurry up now.
Taryn just walks out the door.
And
Haven't
I follow last, not breaking eye contact until the last possible moment.
Again, do I have something on my face?
You're just so handsome.
And as you kind of go to leave and he's touching his face,
No.
his face has changed, Ira. And you see the familiar visage of somebody looking back at you. It's a woman's face. It's your face.
Oh.
And the door shuts and you're in the between.
Oh,
Gross. Well, now wasn't he a pleasant gentleman? Let's go. Taryn?
Fiona slipping out there. Gentlemen.
Gentlemen! He'll boost ya.
You fucking will!
Oh.
No, the fantasy, it's ruined.
Ruined. Ruined. Sorry.
Saying what weird?
What weird.
Taryn, after you, go on. You know where to go. He told us where to go.
Yeah, he told us if we imagine being in Moyvane, we'll be in Moyvane.
Okay,
Start
well,
imagining I'm in my vein.
let's all do it together. And she holds a hand out for the two of them.
Taryn will look at Era, roll her eyes, and then take Yaffy's hand.
Where do you see yourselves in Moyvane? Send that to me in a DM.
Oh, God.
Oh no. Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Oh my goodness. How exciting.
He says now, frantically looking to get his DMs up.
Wait, I was going to text
That's,
you.
yeah, on WhatsApp. Yeah. Ira, you find yourself just outside the steps of the Temple of Boss in Moyvane. You do not see Yaffy or Taryn next to you. Taryn, you are standing on the side of the stage at the amphitheater in the gardens in Moyvane. The place is empty. And Yaffy, you don't find yourself seeing a place, thinking of a place, you think of a smell and a taste, and you find yourself in Wynn's kitchen, standing over a pot of bubbling honeycorn. And as Wynn comes emerging out of a small little side door holding a box of mackerel, his face lighting up on seeing you, we leave chapter 2 there.
Hooray!
Oh my god.
Gross. Bring me back to the weird man in the cottage.
We will leave chapter 2 for the Ballad of the Kings there. And just to very quickly thank Louise, Fiona, and Eilish for their time this evening. I'm Declan, and I've been your Dungeon Master. We are back in 2 weeks' time for another episode of the Ballad of the Mad Kings in chapter 3, An Audience with a King. Until then, we have a brand new episode of Romance in the Dungeon out this Friday. You can check it out on all podcasting platforms. Friday night, we are hoping to host a charity stream in aid of the Irish Cancer Society live here on Twitch. And I will be running a one-shot based on the one-page RPG called Dungeon Mart, where the players take on the roles of employees working in a supermarket found in the middle of a dungeon. Next Thursday, so Thursday week, we have a brand new episode, and the second episode only of Random DMs, a very special series that we kicked off last week, where myself and Fiona, alongside 3 amazing role players and dungeon masters, take on the epic quest of sharing the DM seat every session, always rolled at random. And we are playing established Dungeons and Dragon 5e adventures, starting with the Lost Mines of Phandelver. So you can check out, and the VOD for that, as well as this episode and our previous episodes from Rise of the Forsaken and Saving Grace, are all available over on our YouTube channel. We are D8 Dungeon. We are a group of Irish tabletop role-playing game enthusiasts. And to very, very quickly mention our friends over at Dakota Irish. If you're looking to get your hands on some dice, some TTRPG goodies and accessories, some tea and t-shirts, not necessarily in that order, if you use the code DREAMDATES this month, you will get a 10% discount off your order. So what are you waiting for? We also wanted to shout out our friends over at the Rook and the Raven, crafters of some amazing customizable notebooks, whether you are a DM looking for a campaign planner or a player looking for the perfect player journal that you can customize. You're not getting a level, do not show that page. And I was keeping an eye. I could see you drifting towards it.
I'm looking for it.
If you use the code D8Dungeon at the checkout, you will get 15% off your order after you've customized that notebook to your heart's content. And we get a portion of those sales. You can find us on all social media at D8Dungeon. And I'm just going to take a second or two to ask for a very, very, very small favor. If you haven't, if you have listened to Romancing the Dungeon and you haven't yet left us a review on your podcast platform, so whether you listen to us on Good Pods or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is, if you have time, we would absolutely love it if you could leave us a 5-star review just about the show. It really will start, because we're learning that apparently more reviews means a better chance with the algorithm. So if you haven't, we would absolutely really, really love and appreciate it if you could take the time to just give us a 5-star review on whatever podcasting platform you're looking for. Just search for Romancing the Dungeon. And episode 31 is out this Friday, so plenty of time to catch up, although we are coming to the end of season 2, so you can always go back to the start and give us a go. That's all the housekeeping stuff, I think. Yeah.
Team.
Thank you so much to everybody who joined us this evening in chat. And I just want to quickly, just because I haven't seen them in a while. Hey Zan, hope you're good.
Yay!
Hope you're well. And hope to see you around these parts more often. And yeah, until next time, take care. Hope you have a great week. And we will keep an eye on our social media for details on that charity stream coming up. Potentially this Friday. If not Friday, then definitely next Monday. And we will talk to you then. Yay. Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Love y'all.
No, you don't.